So, this workshop today is all about connecting to your inner power. And we do have this just in time for the full moon tonight. The full moon, especially right before the winter solstice, this is a really beautiful time of letting go and releasing to bring in what we want for the new year. So, what can you really expect for today to get out of this workshop? The big three goals for this 1 hour today are to first identify any sort of negative thought pattern that you feel is keeping you stuck. And then also to release the grip on that negative thought pattern, even if it's to open your mind to the possibility that you can release that thought pattern. That's where we're at today. And to embrace a new perspective of who you are as a dynamic being. Just to briefly share about me and where this practice is coming from, what my filter is. My name is Stephanie Rao. I am a spiritual teacher. I love life. I am a seeker of truth at my core. And the chakra meditation that I'm going to share with you is very transformative for me because at a key point in my life, when I was at one of my lower points where when we hit rock bottom, we can sometimes have that eye-opening sense of wanting life to be different and wanting to change. And one of those points for me was 3.5 years ago when I was in the middle of a PhD program and in a marriage that wasn't meant for me. And I heard myself say out loud that I was really unhappy with everything in my life. And it prompted me to start to look at tools to change. And the probably the biggest tool that changed me was doing chakra meditations, specifically around the heart and the throat. That I had been a long time meditator and had been reading about the chakras, and I just started integrating my practices, healing my heart. And I noticed within 3 weeks of doing some deep focus on my heart and on my throat, I got a lot of clarity about needing to speak up and needing to make change. And I'm really, really excited to share this with you all today because at this point, 3.5 years ago, I had envisioned a life that I wanted and didn't think was possible. And yet, my life today is that vision that I had 3.5 years ago. And now my dreams have opened up even more. And I have this sense of what else is possible. And so that is what I'm here to share, that there is change that's possible and there are strategies, there are modalities that we can use to get there. Paradigm Expansions was then founded in January of 2024, a little over a year ago, that started as a book and now has turned into courses and coaching programs that are just different ways of using chakra meditations to be able to find that inner transformation. The big theme behind Paradigm Expansions is bridging the science that we know with the spirituality that we know to find this beautiful marriage of objective knowledge and subjective wisdom to live our best lives. And just briefly, the evidence-based approaches that we use primarily include visualization, multisensory integration, and mindfulness. And there is an abundance of research that spans neuroscience, psychology, and rehabilitation that we draw on to inform all of these approaches. If you are curious about any of these, if you have an analytical mind and it really helps to know some of the specific evidence, then I would love to talk more with you about it. This is something that I do spend time weekly looking into and reading about and continuing to build on the meditations that we have, using what we know already works. Then when we move to the spirituality side, there is thousands of years of people practicing using the chakras, using meditation, using integration with their bodies to find peace and fulfillment and joy and purpose. And there are even yogis that really stressed more the importance of their own experience over science and use their own life experience as a whole experiment of what the tools were that worked for us to be happy. So we really get to combine both of these approaches into creating new systems, new rituals for ourselves to find healing and find our best selves. For today, I do want to caveat that what this journey can actually most of the time look like is we might start with a box of what our current reality is, and there are boundaries around what we think is possible. And we then find a tool like the chakras and expand our perception of what's possible. Yet it's still, as we're learning it initially, it still feels like we're fitting into another box. So that's pretty normal at first when learning something new. And ultimately, what the goal is of your journey is to use modalities like the chakras to shatter any boxes around you and let it be a map that allows you to explore yourself. So if you have these internal hints to wake up, it's good and it's okay to explore what out there might work for you to open your mind. And then as it works, to continue on that path and to continue to go inward and trust your own heart, trust your own intuition on your waking up journey. And of course, it's good to have community, it's good to have support throughout that journey of inner exploration, and that is why we're all gathering here tonight. The other big piece that I want to point out here that is a cornerstone of this work that we do at Paradigm Expansions is there it is well known that our brains are capable of processing a tiny sliver of all available stimulation in any given moment. And that's good, and that makes sense because we need to be able to focus, to do one thing at a time, to create, to learn. We have to be able to tune out information that's not relevant. What that also means is our brains are really good at filtering in what we tell them to filter in. So if we tell our brains a story about ourselves, like, I'm not good enough, I'm never going to be happy, I'll only be happy if this happens, then our brains will filter in circumstances that validate that story. And that is very well documented in neuroscience. And it's so lovely to remember this just as another encouragement that it is possible to change. It's not always easy, it's not always comfortable, but it is possible. And the life that you want to live, the person that you want to be, is available in this reality, in this body that you have, in this time that you have. So these chakra meditations are a path to shift from this tiny pink line of what we perceive. If you want that to shift 2 degrees over, then this is a way to get there. The chakras that we will focus on are the primary 7. They are the most well validated, especially over the last 100 years, by practitioners who have sought inner truth and have sought fulfillment and documented it. There are accounts of spiritual teachers and healers and mystics talking about up to 13 chakras or 5 chakras. So it's not really important that this is this is objective, this is a hard and fast rule. It's more these seven are the most validated, and they give us a dynamic, multi-dimensional perspective of who we are. And the best way that I like to describe it, or the way that it's most powerful for me to use this framework, is this gives the possibility of being kind and powerful at the same time. We've all had different life experiences, and mine was I felt like to be kind meant to be subservient, meant to be submissive, meant to let people walk all over me. I didn't know that you could be both at the same time until I really started exploring the chakras. And there are other things too, like you can be a leader, you can be ambitious, you can desire personal pleasure and enjoy that personal pleasure and experience of being a human. And you can also be spiritual, and you can dissolve your identity into the oneness of consciousness around you. You can connect with God. The chakras allow for us to be all those things at once instead of having to choose between just being kind or just being powerful, just being pleasure seeking or just being spiritual. We'll start with the root chakra. This is at the base of the spine. And the left hand image is something that my sister has created to really bring to life the imagery of what the chakras give us. And again, this is just to help our brains have something concrete to think about, where we can connect a color, an element, a visual, an attribute, a feeling, an affirmation, and giving our brains more to focus on helps with change. It helps with memory. It helps with laying down new neural networks. So that's something really beautiful about the chakras as well, especially if you're creative and you're imaginative, and the idea of meditating and not allowing any thoughts to come in or only focusing on your breath is really difficult. These chakras give an embodied, creative, juicy thing for you to focus on. So the root chakra is located at the base of the spine. It's associated with the color red and the element earth. It connects us to the physical world where we feel safe and secure in our bodies, and also feel that we can have financial stability and that we can set boundaries and protect our own personal selves. Then we move up to the sacral chakra. The sacral chakra is located in the hips or the sacrum, and this is associated with the element water and the color orange. The sacral chakra has this beautiful ability for us to flow, to be creative, to connect in with our sensuality and our sexuality, to connect in with passion and pleasure. It is all about feeling alive and present and energized in our own bodies. The center is what helps us experience pleasure and savoring experiences. And then we move up to our third chakra that is at the solar plexus. This chakra governs our sense of personal power, of leadership and manifestation. This is associated with the element fire and the color yellow. And if we think about digestion, using heat to transform raw materials into nutrients for our body, in the same way, this fire in our belly transforms ideas, raw ideas, into action. And if you are at a phase in your life where you have all this creative energy and you are coming more in tune with your personal mission and what you enjoy and what impact you want to have on others, then using the power of the third chakra to take bold action is really good for you at this time. And this is not about taking action or grinding all the time. It is about using the fire in our quick bursts to be able to be productive and to make change. But just like we don't want fire to burn all the time, which can lead to inflammation, it is good to practice activating our third chakra in conjunction with the others, especially in the West where we're so productive. So those bottom three chakras all work together to really govern our individual selves. And now we move up to the heart. And the heart connects our lower individual selves with our higher spiritual self. The heart chakra very powerfully includes our heart and lungs. It's associated with the color green and the element air. This is our life force. Just like we need air more than we need any other element to survive, we need love and forgiveness. It's really helpful with the heart chakra to relate the inhale to opening up to love, to receiving, and to relate the exhale to releasing and letting go, to forgiving. We exhale just as much as we inhale. And we often hold on to our past pains and hurts because it's difficult for a lot of us to really know how to forgive and how to let go. So the heart chakra, when you don't know where to start, starting with the heart chakra is always going to be a perfect first step because it helps to teach us that our bodies already know with every breath how to let go and already know with every breath how to receive what we need. So, working with the heart chakra can be profoundly healing for your life force. And now we move up to our upper three chakras that really govern our spiritual selves. If we focus on our throat chakra very beautifully is associated with this bright blue healing color. And it's also associated with the element ether or sound. The throat chakra governs our sense of truth. So it is, of course, about speaking honestly, speaking up in the first place, discerning what is true from other people, being honest with ourselves about how our lives are going, how other people are treating us, instead of making up stories. Our throat chakra really helps us see and perceive the truth. It's often a little bit uncomfortable or scary, but especially with the throat chakra, if you've ever heard the analogy that facing the fear of the truth, but let's say facing any fear, I'm especially going to say the truth though, feels like a mile long stretch of water. And it can feel so daunting to make the first step into the truth because it's uncomfortable. And we've been telling ourselves stories that may not be true for so long. But once you take that first step into this, what seems like abyss of water, you realize the water is only an inch deep. And then traversing that mile-long stretch of water is not as big of a challenge as it initially seemed. But the throat chakra is often that first awakening into this is the direction I need to go because this is what's true. And then we move up to our third eye of intuition that is very interdependent. All chakras are interdependent with each other. And there's such a beautiful relationship between the third eye and the throat as well as the third eye and the solar plexus. The third eye chakra you have probably heard about before as the center of intuition or clairvoyance, and it's also our sense of wisdom. It is our sense of having insight towards higher spiritual awareness. And there's some really interesting literature about the third chakra being associated with various glands that have to do with our ability to regulate and to see beyond time. There's also really interesting physics research right now into quantum physics that has become much more accepted in the last decade about energy not behaving in only the typical ways that we perceive, like Newton's laws of matter not being created or destroyed and everything being so physical, where we're seeing that, well, the physicists studying quantum physics and energy are seeing that there's so much free space inside every atom, and there can be erratic behavior. And our third eye, for us, is what helps us make sense of what could be possible from quantum theory and to connect beyond time, beyond space with that part of us that knows more than this individual self, this individual brain. And this is often for people what helps them connect to their higher self, the part of themselves that you can imagine yourself at 80 or 90 years old. What what does that 80-year-old or 90-year-old self who's wise, how does that self help to guide you? And I do like to preface that intuition is not to be confused with bias or with fear-based instinct. Intuition can protect us from danger and is, for the most part, has a voice of love and peace. So any bias or any instinct that we have towards feeling a lot of fear may not be your intuition. And so it's good to approach any intuitive work from a place of calm and peace to start to get in touch with what your intuitive voice is saying. And finally, we have the crown chakra that is at the top of the head. And this is our connection point to God. Just as we see in religions where it's very common in religious practices across the world for people to bow or for people to prostrate themselves. This is, we're also seeing, is that space at the crown of the head where we have already some sort of intuitive awareness that this connects us to God or source consciousness or the universe. And I invite you, whatever your religious practice is, as I talk about source or God or the universe, I invite you to just sub in the term that you use for God so that you can connect in most deeply with this crown chakra energy. Now, I briefly want to go through what the main the main negative thought patterns are if one of these chakras is blocked. This will be really high level, not comprehensive, but just to give you an idea of what you might want to release as we go into this meditation. So for first chakra, you might want to release feelings of unworthiness. For the sacral chakra, you might want to release feelings of shame. For the solar plexus chakra, you might want to release feelings of anger or of not being good enough. For the heart chakra, you might want to release resentment towards yourself or other people. For the throat chakra, you might want to release confusion or dishonesty. For the third eye chakra, you might want to release fear of the unknown. And for the crown chakra, you might want to release feelings of separation, or like no one loves you, or like you are an island on your own. So now, as we prepare for this meditation, I invite you, if any one of those stuck out in particular, to let that be the focus of this meditation of what is something that you want to release during this full moon, during this powerful chakra meditation that you can tap into and start to let go of. And I again listed some examples here. You might want to release feelings around unworthiness or not being loved or being dishonest or not being connected, etc. And as we prepare to meditate, you are welcome to turn off your camera. And I think everyone has their mic muted, so we are all good there. And get comfortable. You are welcome to stay in a seated position. It can be powerful even to lay down and really allow your body to melt, to sink into the earth. It's okay if you kind of drift off, and I do encourage you to really allow your imagination to go with me here of imagining the colors, the elements, the attributes, so that you can have this experience of what is possible for who you are. As you are, it is a fact that you are, we all are more than we think we are in this moment. So we're allowing ourselves to expand, to hold this picture of who we are as powerful, beautiful beings. And as we go here, you are welcome to jot down any notes if something really profound for you comes up. And at the same time, I like the adage that it is written on your heart. So anything that you experience today is one of those things that can be encoded in your heart center as a reminder of who you really are. From this space, get comfortable. Feel tension start to release from your body. Feel tension release from your jaw and your brow and your neck, shoulders, on down your body. Allow your breath to be full and soft. And we'll take 3 breaths together where you breathe evenly in for a count of 4 and evenly out for a count of 4. Breathe in with me for 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out 2, 3, 4. Breathe in 2, 3, 4. Breathe out 2, 3, 4. Breathe in 2, 3, 4. Breathe out 2, 3, 4. Invite your conscious awareness to become present fully here in your body, relaxed, receptive, and open, at peace. Now bring your awareness to the base of your spine. Imagine the color red at the base of your spine. And feel how you are made of bones and muscle just like the earth, feeling this connection, this oneness with the earth, that you have these physical materials you are made up of. Take a moment of gratitude for these muscles and bones holding you up. And now return to the vision of red at the base of your spine. And now imagine the feeling of the earth coming up to support you, just as you are resting on the earth. In your mind's eye, allow your vision, your imagination to travel down deeper into the earth's crust, to the earth's core that has this gravitational force drawing you towards home, giving you a space to sit on, to be safe, to know where you are. Gravity is this connection point to the earth. You are held, you are supported, you are anchored so that you know where you are at any given time. Gravity allows you to move, to influence life around you. Feel the intimacy of that connection with gravity, with the earth, that is keeping you safe and supported in your body. Imagining that color red at the base of your spine, that feeling of gravity keeping you safe. Say to yourself, I am safe. I am safe. As you do, feel tension released from you, allowing you to let go of feelings of insecurity, feelings of unworthiness, allowing these to melt away from your body, away from your psyche. Understanding, perceiving in this moment, I am safe. Take a deep breath in. Release. Settle. Take another breath in. Now let go of that visualization. Let go of that mantra. And we will move up to the second chakra, your sacral region. Perceiving your hips. Imagine a warm orange glow filling up your sacral region, filling up your hips. Perceive that orange light. And begin to perceive the element water. Water flowing in and out of your hips. And expand your awareness of the water flowing through your veins, your arteries, your lymph. Perceiving that you are not a static body at all. You have water alive and rushing through you this very moment, keeping you alive, keeping you present. Perceive in some parts of your body how this water is playful and light, and in other parts how it is forceful. And this is all part of your emotional experience. Water flowing through you teaches us it is okay and good to have all sorts of different emotions and to let those emotions flow through us. inviting, especially in your hips, these waterways to open up, flowing through you, healing, keeping you present, alive, passionate. Bringing your awareness to that orange glow at your hips, to the buzz throughout your body, saying to yourself, I am alive. I am alive. Take a deep breath in and release. Let go of that visualization. We move up to the third chakra, the solar plexus region, that area of your core just below your ribs. Bring your awareness to this metaphorical area of your belly. Imagine either fire or a warm sun blazing in this area of your core. That feeling of having a fire in your belly for creating what you want to see in this world, whether it's a service or a product or a piece of art, knowing you have this ability in your third chakra to take that raw idea and through discipline, through effort, turn that into something bright and powerful. Feeling this warm light throughout your body, your solar plexus region lighting you up like the sun, like a blazing bonfire, and also giving light and warmth to those around you. Saying to yourself, I can do this. What that dream that you have for your life is, I can do this. Take a deep breath in and release. Let go of that visualization. We move up to the heart, letting your awareness fill up your heart and lung space. Imagine the color green and perceive how air fills up your lungs with each breath, with this constant exchange of air coming in and going out. As you breathe with me, I want you to imagine on your breath in, beautiful golden light filling up your lungs, that you are allowing love to come in. Allow yourself to receive this love. On an exhale, imagine a brown, a, a brown air releasing from you, letting go of what you don't need, forgiveness, trusting that this is rejuvenating the energy field around you, just like soil. As you exhale and let go of what you don't need, the energy field around you is able to transmute that energy into something new, just as trees use carbon dioxide for their own health. So as you breathe in, imagining this golden light, as you breathe out, letting go, releasing the idea of resentment, releasing that you messed up so bad that you have to pay for it the rest of your life. Letting it go, letting go of your pain, allowing yourself to be without that story, without that pain, even if it's just for this breath. Saying to yourself, I forgive myself. I forgive myself for believing I wasn't good enough. Letting go of that story. One more breath in. Exhale and release that visualization, moving up to your throat. Imagining the color blue, a beautiful blue, filling up your throat region. The element ether or sound. So imagine a very low or high vibration that is healing, one of those whole notes that brings healing to our bodies, perceiving that filling up your throat. Or if you're more visual, perceiving the bottom of a flame that has that beautiful blue color that is purifying. Allow that purifying sound, that purifying ether to fill up your throat, dissolving lies and manipulation, opening up to the truth of who you are, opening up to the truth that you can become your higher self, that more is possible, that you can let go. That you can speak up. Take a deep breath in. Exhale and release that visualization. Coming up to the third eye. Relaxing your brow here. Perhaps taking your hands to your temples for a gentle massage. Releasing, relaxing, feeling openness and receptivity. Inviting in your higher self, inviting in wisdom to speak to you now. From this third eye, with your eyes closed, imagine your higher self is able to see your life beyond time, is able to see the trajectory, your journey from birth to death, is able to see where you are right now. Even though your next step or your next 10 steps may not be totally clear from where you are physically in this moment, your higher self steps beyond time and can guide you through with a great sense of trust and peace and joy, allowing your higher self to speak to you now. I open to the wisdom of my higher self. Feeling your body relax into this trust. Releasing confusion and fear. Enjoying the unknown. Enjoying that you are in the middle of the juiciest part of your story. It will work out for you. You don't have to read the last page. You can enjoy how this story unfolds, even amidst the challenge. Take a deep breath in. Exhale and let go of that visualization. Now bring your awareness to the top of your head, your crown chakra. Perceive the color purple or white or even a lavender at the top of your head. It could seem like a flowy, wispy color. Now perceive that this energy begins to spin in circles, opening up like a halo, a connection point between you and God. Allowing yourself to feel the connection between your individual identity and those around you. Perceiving how interconnected all of us are here in this moment. Perceiving how interconnected you are with those right now a few streets away from you and in your city, and then even beyond your city, beyond your country. Perceive how there is a divine and interweb of consciousness that you are a part of, that you are not alone. You are connected, you are whole. And you feeling whole and at peace serves the whole. Giving yourself the gift of taking care of your individual self so fully that you are able to share love eventually with the world around you. Perceiving this energy between the top of your head and what's around and above you, feeling that buzz, saying, I am connected and whole. Take a deep breath in and release. Letting go of that visualization, taking 3 breaths on your own to be in this relaxed, receptive state. Your state of creation, your natural state. This here is who you are. Bringing your hands to your heart. And finding gratitude for yourself and awe for yourself for what you do day to day. Giving love to yourself. All that you have overcome. For how resilient you are and open you are to growth as you are here. And in your way, saying thank you to yourself. It could be a bow, it could be a hug, or another gesture. Thank you. You slowly find your way back into your body here in this moment, getting to open your eyes, taking any stretches that you need. Deep breath. allowing yourself to be. Your journal is here, or your computer if you would like to take a few notes, totally optional. And as you can, allow this transition back here to maintain this level of peace as you open your eyes and look at what's around you. See with fresh eyes the abundance in your life right now at this moment. Receive the blessings of what you have in this moment. And remember, you have within you the ability to flourish. As you're here, your part of you, your higher self, you exactly as you are, is calling for you to flourish. And it is possible to release shame, guilt, and fear. It is possible to integrate kindness, power, strength, creativity, connectedness, and truth into your day to day. You can love yourself and love your life. I am so grateful to all of you for joining here today. If this chakra meditation is as transformative for you as for me, I would love to keep working with you on it. You are welcome to book a free one-on-one call with me. We can go deeper. We can see if this is something that my support would be useful for you in your life right now. And to do that, you can go to paradigmexpansions.com/book dash online. I would love to connect with you. And thank you all so much for coming and joining with me this evening. Peace to you.